This segment is sponsored by Debt Redemption. A recent CNBC article says that the number of Americans carrying credit card balances is climbing, and Forbes reports that the average credit card interest rate is now over 27%. Ouch. If you or someone you know is struggling with $20,000 to $100,000 or more of credit card debt or personal loans, Tim Wilkins is here with Debt Redemption, Texas Debt Relief, to give us some options to help.
Hello,
Tim,
my
good
friend.
morning. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, Tim, I come to you with this always because it's tricky. It's a complicated situation, but basically, how did we find ourselves here?
Well, for everybody, it's individual, but it's a variety of things. We had the pandemic, we had inflation, wages haven't kept up with inflation, and things just got expensive. And as they got more expensive, people took to surviving on their credit cards, and then interest rates went up. Adjustable rate mortgages, student loans, whatever it is for each individual, it's a pile that just keeps going higher and higher, and now it's become an avalanche.
Absolutely, and if you had to get a mortgage in the last year or so, it's even worse, really high.
It costs now, you're getting half the house for twice the price if you're getting a mortgage, and if you got a mortgage previously on an adjustable rate, you've had 2, maybe 3 rate hikes in that last couple of years.
Oh, it's really tricky. Okay, so I know that there are some options out there. What solutions are available for people?
Well, that's the nice thing. We're very full service. We have all the solutions available to people, and they don't know what is available or what even to turn to. So pick up the phone, call us sooner rather than later. Sooner, you've got things like a debt consolidation loan, where you take a one lower rate loan, get all your debt under that umbrella. Not only does it give you a lower rate, but it also protects you against future rate hikes, which is great. Now, some people may or may not qualify, or they want to move towards credit counseling, which does a lot of the same things without a new loan. Lowers that interest rate and helps you get out of debt. Then for the people who are really struggling under a hardship, they may qualify for our Texas Debt Relief Program that actually doesn't reduce their interest rates, but works on really significant reductions of their principal balance, what they actually owe. This can be a huge relief for people struggling. It can often give them a monthly program payment less than half compared to just making those minimums. And that bright light at the end of the tunnel is getting them out of debt in as little as 24 to 48 months.
That's a crazy low number, because if you're just paying the minimum, it might be years before you get out of debt, right?
Well, I'm very visual and I like colorful things. I brought some graphs that actually show that effect.
Well,
now, when you talk about 20,000, 100,000, we're getting people coming to us with 250, 300,000 in debt, but our average is 50. Just squeaking by with those minimum payments at these interest rates, your monthly payment can be $2,000 a month. You move to a debt consolidation loan, it could be under $1,000. Credit counseling could be under $11,000, a huge relief. The Texas Debt Relief Program, you could be at $750. Now, that $1,250 difference between the two of those is the safety net, the rainy day, the car breaking down, the things you no longer have to stress about every day as a family. This next one is really brutal to think about as well. Paying just minimums. You cut up the cards, you freeze them, you hide them from yourself. Just making minimum payments on your existing $50,000, you will pay over double what you owe today.
that's scary.
That is, and people don't, that's money you're not investing. That $50,000 could have been invested in your future. Debt consolidation, credit counseling, you see, is a huge relief again. You could actually owe less than what you owe today if we negotiate the principal balances. So that's a huge relief. Now, the one that's truly depressing as well is how much time it will take. We say, poor people pay interest, rich people earn interest. If you're paying interest on these credit cards at these current rates, which at average of 27%, it could take 20 plus years to pay off that $50,000. Debt consolidation and credit counseling, 6 and 5 years. Again, a huge relief. Depending on how aggressive you want to be and your budget, what you can afford, 24 to 48 months. And you are debt-free, planning on your retirement, vacations, kids' graduations and weddings, the things that really matter in life, not just throwing that away to high interest.
That is an incredible difference. I think you're right when you call it the light at the end of the tunnel. I think importantly, we want to talk about the fact that it's not bankruptcy, right? Because I think that that's a big scary word.
The majority of people that come to us want to avoid bankruptcy. Although we do have bankruptcy, we're affiliated with the top-rated bankruptcy attorney. So if you want those bankruptcy options, but not everybody qualifies for that Chapter 7 that washes it away.
Yeah.
They'll look at being on a Chapter 13, what's a repayment plan, so they'll have a bankruptcy and they still owe money back, and they start looking at our other options and saying there might be another way. So we encourage you to call us, and if you want to explore bankruptcy, we can help you with that. We can help you with the non-bankruptcy options. But it's important to know all the options that are available to you.
Well, and you guys are all about education, and that's really important when we think about out-of-state companies, for example, because they're going to offer some of these same services, but they're not the same, right?
A lot of times you don't even know they're an out-of-state company because they're advertising on the internet, and everybody feels, the near me. Thai food near me, debt relief near me. But that near me might be a national lead generation company that's just capturing your information and selling it to the highest bidder, or even multiple companies. They may not be licensed in Texas. They may charge higher fees. A lot of them charge very high fees. We're very proud that we're up to 40% less than those national companies or those internet companies. And we've been Texas-based for 20 years, exclusively serving Texans. So we know the consumer protection laws.
Not only Texas-based, veteran-owned, and you guys are really proud of your reviews.
We are. We encourage people to go on our website, read those reviews, and more than anything, call us sooner rather than later, before you get too far behind. We can help you throughout the entire process, but you have more options available to you. Talk to one of our Texas debt specialists and take that burden off your back.
That is my last question. Do we just pick up the phone? How do we get best in touch with you?
Internet, phone, you can call, or you can go on debtredemption.com/KXAN, I believe it is, and just start the conversation and find out what's available to you. And it may not be you, it may be somebody you know. Say to them or call on their behalf and find out what's available.
Sounds good to me. Good education this morning. Tim, thank you so much. If you are struggling with $20,000 to $100,000 or more of credit card debt or personal loans, talk to a Texas debt specialist and ask about their lowest fee guarantee by calling 800-971-4060 or visit debtredemption.com/KXAN for a no obligation consultation. This segment is sponsored by Debt Redemption.